क्या मेरी ज़ाकरी है, क्या मेरी ज़ाकरी है। ज़ाकिर खुदा है जिसका दूसरा नबी है। क्या मेरी ज़ाकरी है। ज़ाकरा है बीबी ज़ैनब जो के बलवयान में, ज़ाकरा है बीबी ज़ैनब जो के बलवयान में। खुतबे ने मकना पड़ गई दरबार शाम में, खुतबे ने मकना पड़ गई दरबार शाम में। जिसने कहा था मेरा खून हैदरी है, क्या काज़ी एक ज़ाकिर 40 साल खून रो गया। काज़ी एक ज़ाकिर 40 साल खून रो गया। दूसरा है बाकर जो के पत्थरों पे सो गया। दूसरा है बाकर जो के पत्थरों पे सो गया। छोटी ज़ाकरा की गर्दन खून से भरी है, क्या क्या मेरी ज़ाकरी है। बीबी ज़ैनब मातम करके आंदी है, पत्थरों की बारिश में थी मजलिस हुसैन की। पत्थरों की बारिश में थी मजलिस हुसैन की। शामियों ने चादर लुट ली गाजी रिबैन की। शामियों ने चादर लुट ली गाजी रिबैन की। वो थी मेरी पहली मजलिस आज आखिरी है, क्या पत्थरों की बारिश में थी मजलिस हुसैन की। पत्थरों की बारिश में थी मजलिस हुसैन की। शामियों ने चादर लुट ली गाजी रिबैन की। शामियों ने चादर लुट ली गाजी रिबैन की। वो थी मेरी पहली मजलिस आज आखिरी है, क्या मेरी ज़ाकरी है। सलावत।
Now, Brother Yawer is going to come and stand and side for 4 minutes.
मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद बुलंद तर सलावत। जंगल भाड़ कहते हैं सब नाते अली अली। मुश्किल हमारे हल करेंगे मुश्किल शाय अली अली। नाराए हैदरी हैदरी हैदरी। भाई मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद बुलंद तर सलावत। On YouTube, there's a speech about Imam Mahdi al-Islam. The speech is given by Ayatollah Wahid Khorasani. In his speech, well, it's quite long, so anyway, in his speech he mentions about people are asking, write letters to him about the coming of the Imam and how we can meet the Imam and what's the distance between us and the Imam. You know, it's all the world, all the Shias in the world, they're all waiting for the Imam. How can we contact them? You know? At that point, the Ayatollah, I'll mention 2 or 3 points that Yashim is mentioned in this speech. He says that how a plant inside the mountain that doesn't have any water or sunlight gets a benefit of the sunlight. And how the Imam is in the ghaib right now, that we can't see him, but we get the benefits of the sun when it's behind the clouds. When it's not shining at us, but we've got cloud in front of the sun and we're benefiting. Is that the same way we are benefiting from the Imam at the time? And in another documentary, if you've got time if you get time, go online and type in on YouTube Al-Asr. The two speeches, each speech is like half an hour each. Anyway, in the second speech, he mentions that when the Imam, when he goes to Karbala every night and looks at the Haram of Imam Hussain al-Islam, he sees the grave of Imam, but he sees the Imam inside the grave. Now he sees the real state of Imam and the way Imam Hussain al-Islam was buried. And he cries. He cries at that point. He sees the real state. He sees Ali Akbar. So Yasir. And then you go from there, he goes to Masjid. And in Masjid, he goes and looks at the Haram, says, Assalamu alaikum, ya Imam al-Islam. And he looks at Imam al-Islam, and he doesn't see the grave that we see, like even the Shirai, the Ziyarat. No. He sees the Imam inside the grave. He sees the real state of Imam, the way he was buried, with the blood. It was poisoned, you know. This is Noyhan called Sayyid Jawad from Iran, and he's written as Muharram. It's concerning Imam of the time, and in the syllabus, the Prophet, Imam Ali, when we ask, we make a dua, or we ask the Ahl Bayt of our time. For example, when the second we asked help from Imam Ali or the Prophet himself. At that point, we get the answer back, but because we don't have the capability to hearing what they're actually saying to us, some traditions they say that she talks back to us. We say, Assalamu alaikum, ya Aba Abdullah. Imam will answer back to you, but we need to be in that spiritual state to hear the voice of the Imam. This Noha is actually concerning that. So Muhammad wa Muhammad Buland Salawat. Pay attention and listen. Pay attention and listen. A voice from Medina. A voice from Medina. Open your eyes, perhaps you may see. Open your eyes, perhaps you may see. Pay attention and listen. A voice from Medina. Open your eyes, perhaps you may see something. Open your eyes, perhaps you may see something. The voice says, "O my Ummah, people, I am your prophet." The voice says, "O my Ummah, people, I am your prophet. My Mahdi is in abandonment. I am disappointing all of you." Gharibo. All abandoned. Who's abandoned here? Who's talking about? He's talking about the Imam at the time. The Prophet saying that, he's saying, "Oh Gharibo, all abandoned. Pay attention and listen. A voice from Medina. Open your eyes, perhaps you may see something." Now here, open your eyes, I think it's talking about eyes of the heart. He said, "Open your eyes, perhaps you may see something." The voice says, "O my Ummah people, I am your prophet. My Mahdi is in abandonment. I am disappointing all of you. Why do you break my beloved's heart? So, O Muslims, why don't you make dua supplication to Allah for my Mahdi's return? My Mahdi is heartbroken and upset." Now, in the real condition right now, the Imams right now, they say that, remember a couple of weeks, maybe Fridays ago, Dr. Abbas Naqvi, he mentioned that when we do something that displeases the Imam, it hurts him and he cries at that point. So the writes down, he says, "Why do you break my beloved's heart, O Muslims? Why don't you make dua supplication to Allah for my Mahdi's return? My Mahdi is heartbroken and upset. My beloved is waiting for the command of Allah that he should return with Zulfiqar, Imam Ali's double-edged sword. Gharibu, Mawla, Ya Mawla, Ya Mawla. Oh abandoned, my Lord, my Lord, my Lord. Pay attention and listen. Now, for most fortunate is he or she who hears this cry and responds accordingly. This is a cry from, not from Medina, this is a cry from, it says, most fortunate is he or she who hears this cry and responds accordingly. Pay attention and listen. Pay attention and listen. A voice from Najaf. Close your mouths. Don't be disrespectful. Listen very carefully. The voice says, Man waliyam, I am wali. I am the wali. Shaykh Khuda. Man aliyam, I am Ali. Mad Mahdi. This is the title, take it off. My Mahdi is heartbroken. I'm unhappy with all of you. Why do you resist? Why do you insist on hurting my beloved? By your actions and deeds. My Shia, oh my Shia, why is you? Meaning I'm upset with you. You torture Mahdi. So, why Mahdi doesn't have a well? No, Mahdi doesn't have a well. When Ali was upset, when Ali, was upset, I would cry into the well. But my beloved son Mahdi, who should he cry to? Oh my abandoned master, why do you insist? Oh my abandoned master, why do you insist on hurting my beloved by your actions and deeds? Oh my Shias, woe to you! You torture Mahdi. So my Mahdi doesn't have a well that he should pour his heart out and into it. Amongst all of these lovers, you know, my Mahdi doesn't have a friend. The Imam saying that my Mahdi doesn't have a friend, lover. My Mahdi doesn't have a well that he should pour his heart into, that he should pour his heart out into it. My Mahdi doesn't have a friend, lover that he can confide and share with. Pay attention and listen. A voice from Medina. Compose yourselves. This is a voice, another voice comes from Medina. Now the Shahid doesn't know how to write. So he goes, another voice comes from Medina. It says, a voice comes from Medina. Compose yourselves. Who is the voice? Who is the owner of the voice? The voice says, I am Fatima. So what? The brothers and sisters, they actually complaining to us, the Imams, saying that, you know, what we need to do for the Imam for our time, we need to sit down and, you know, think over what we go through daily activities and make sure we do Dua Hawid, Dua Hajj and Dua Faraj in the morning and so on, so on. A voice from Medina, compose yourselves. Who is the owner of that voice? The voice says, I am Fatima, the daughter of the Prophet. You know very well that I am not happy with your actions. My son, like me, is abandoned. Why to you? My son, like me, is abandoned. Why to you? Meaning I'm upset with you. This is how you expect us to intercede for you on the day of judgment? O lovers, O Shias, I love my son. My Mahdi also loves me just as much. Allah won't forgive those who break his heart so. I am a mother, he's my son. I'm a mother, he's my son. I don't have the strength to watch my Mahdi's heart. My Mahdi is heartbroken. My Lord, I can't bear to see that ever. Pay attention and listen. Muhammad wa ali Muhammad salawat. मानत भी शौक इबादत का है लेकिन मुमकिन है तो सीख इबादत का हुनर भी मानना तुझे शौक इबादत का, लेकिन सीख मुमकिन हो तो सीख इबादत का हुनर भी है। हैदर से दावत भी है, सईदे पे सईदा, काबा को पीठ भी है, काबा को सर भी। फिर पढ़ता हूँ पूरी तसल्ली से। माना तुझे शौक इबादत का है, लेकिन मुमकिन हो तो सीख इबादत का हुनर भी। हैदर से अदावत भी है, सजदे पे सजदा, काबा को पीठ भी है, काबा को सर भी। बे आले मोहम्मद अगर नहीं कायम तो किस लिए दूर हो क्याम करते हो? बगैर हुबे अली के नमाज पढ़ते हो, हलाल चीज को तुम हराम करते हो। नाराए हैदरी। मोहम्मद वाले मुतलक सलावत।
Brother and sister, would like to draw your attention towards the Muharram funds. I would like to please say, everybody, please come forward and pay your £60 each new person to Brother Zahur, and I would much appreciate it. And now I would like to request to Brother. Yeah. So, Brother.